the book of Luke, the Gospel of Luke, and I'm going to read the 6th chapter, the 45th verse. Now I'm going to be reading from the Amplified Version. I have not done this in a while. The Amplified Version tends to be one of my favorite versions in the sense of study and clarification. I read the NIV or the NASB, but I also will read at times the Amplified Version as a supplement to those versions, and then sometimes I will also read the Message as a supplement. I do not recommend the Amplified Version as your primary source. I do say that it is a supplement. But today I'm going to read Luke 6:45 from the Amplified. Luke chapter 6, verse 45. Luke 6:45. So we're in the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke. So the third book in, and chapter 6. Verse 45, and I'm going to go ahead and read it. It says and see, the way the Amplified Version does is it gives you in parentheses or brackets words, and so it says the intrinsically good man produces what is good and honorable and moral out of the good treasure stored in his heart. And the intrinsically evil man produces what is wicked and depraved out of the evil in his heart. For his mouth speaks from the overflow of his mouth, of his heart. May God add a blessing to the reading of his word. You may have your seats. I want you, as you are sitting, to turn to your neighbor and tell them, watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth. As a child, I used to think that was the funniest statement in the world. Watch your mouth. Because unless you're looking in the mirror, you can't watch your mouth. I mean, you can try, and everybody try, looking cross-eyed right now trying. But I mean, you can see maybe the top of your lip. But if you're talking, I mean, you see the top lip and maybe the bottom if you stick it out. You know, it's hard to watch your mouth. You know, I tried it just now. I still can't do it. Hard to watch your mouth. But my grandmother and my mama would tell me, watch your mouth. If I was talking back or getting ready to talk back, because there wasn't no such thing as talking back, but it looked like I wanted to talk back, watch your mouth. If it looked like I was about to say something that was offensive, you better watch your mouth. I was told to watch my mouth. If my tone was, either I was told to watch my tone or I was told to watch my mouth. You know, I say something smart, I gotta come back. You better watch your mouth. If I was too aggressive with my words, you better watch your mouth. Told to watch my mouth. If I tried to talk about someone or tell on somebody, you better watch your mouth. The phrase always made me chuckle, because unless you're looking in a mirror, you can't watch your mouth. But then now that I have gotten older, I know, of course, that my grandmother was not being literal when she was saying, watch your mouth. Instead, she was warning me to mind the things that were coming out of my mouth.
Right.
And as I've gotten older and as I've learned what the word says, it all makes good sense to me now. There's a song we used to sing. It said, by and by, when the morning comes, we'll understand it better by and by. And surely by and by has come, and I understand now that watching my mouth is even more complex than I had originally thought. I'm going to tell y'all, becoming a parent has changed me in ways that I didn't even know I could be changed. And I won't be too graphic with you all today, but do y'all mind if I talk a little biology with you this morning?
Yeah.
All right. When a baby is growing inside of its mother, y'all know it does not eliminate. By eliminate, I mean it will urinate, but by eliminate, I mean it does not do number two. Most, and this is on a very, basic level, this is typically. This is not all. There are some occasions, of course, that things don't go exactly the way that biology has lined them up, but we call those things emergencies. And it becomes an emergency if a child within the mother has a bowel movement, because then it's contaminated, and there a lot of times we'll have to do something medically to correct that. But typically, a child does not eliminate while in the womb. And all the waste that a child gets, because there is waste, a child is taking in nutrients, and just like you or I, the nutrients that they're taking in filters through their body, and because it is filtering through their body, it settles then in the same place ours settles, in their intestines and the bowels. And the child then will be born, and a couple of minutes, hours, depending on the child, they will do what we call meconium. Meconium is the substance that is released from the child. First poo-poo, basically. That's all that is. And then they have that first bowel movement, and that stuff is the nastiest looking, about the color of the stage, and it's horrible looking, but they say it's sterile. I still didn't want none of it on me, so, you know. But I'm looking at this come out of my child, I'm like, ugh, you know, this is disgusting. And I'm a germaphobe, y'all. Yeah. But then the nurse came in with a piece of paper and a pen, and she handed it to us. And she said, now I need you to take track of every time the baby uses the bathroom. And I need you to write down the time that she goes. I need you to write down the color and the consistency of what comes out. Now you asking a germaphobe to care about what's going on in somebody else's bowel movement. That changed me automatically. And I said, okay. But then it was told to me, listen, we need to make sure that what is coming out of her is normal, because her functions have to be right before we can let her leave the hospital. We need to make sure that she is processing the meconium out, and that she is starting to process regular bowel movement, because if she does not do that, then there is a problem, and medically we may need to intervene. And so then it became important to me as well. And then all of a sudden I didn't mind watching what was happening. I didn't mind. I'm over there with the chart, and I'm over there looking, does it look lighter than what it was? You know, I'm over there, the main one with it, compared to what it was last time, you know. And so I began to learn that one of the indicators of the health of the baby is essentially what is coming out of the baby. What comes out determines the condition of what is inside. The same is true for us as adults. I don't know if y'all know that or not. But it's important even for us. And I said I'm going to talk a little biology with you. I'm not going to be graphic, but it's important for us to look and see what's coming out. Because based on what's out, will tell you physically now, I'm telling you, will tell you what's going on inside. And if something is off, you need to then determine what you need to do to correct it. And the word says that from the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. Ooh, that's my favorite. What is coming out of your mouth then is an indicator of the condition of your spiritual heart. I'm going to say that again. What comes out of your mouth is an indicator of your spiritual heart. If what is coming out of your mouth is healthy, full of love, full of the love of Jesus, if what is coming out of your mouth is pleasant, is noble, is of good character, if what is coming out of your mouth is something that you don't mind everyone and anyone hearing, then it's a pretty good indicator that what lies in your heart, what is in your spirit, man, also is pleasant, and also is lovely, and also is kind, is also full of the love of Jesus Christ. But if what is coming out of your mouth is vile, hateful, hostile, evil, evil, if what is coming out of your mouth, you don't want me or any of the other church folk to hear, if what comes out, I'm not talking about just in church, I'm talking more so when you leave out these doors, because it's easy to close your mouth when you're sitting in the pews, but it's hard to close your mouth when you get home. If what you are saying to your spouse and your children and your co-workers is horrible, you cussing them out and you talking bad to them and about other folk, if that is coming out of your mouth, then it's a pretty good indicator. And it does not take a rocket scientist, a prophet, or a priest to tell that what is inside of you is also hateful, vile, hurtful, and harmful and evil. Amen. The people of God can wear the mask, but eventually there is an overflow of heart that will come out, and it comes right out the mouth. What goes out is the indicator of who you really are. And so it's not about watching your mouth to keep from saying bad things. See, that's what I was taught. I was taught, watch your mouth so you keep from saying bad things. No, it's about watching your mouth to be sure that bad things are not coming out, because if they are coming out of your mouth, it's an indicator that you're spiritually sick. It's an indication that something is not right. Is what's coming out of you an indicative of good spiritual health? That's the question. Is what you talk about, what you say, how you react when certain things happen. And see, I'm not talking about when you're in a good mood. I'm talking about when you're in the worst of moods. Right. Amen. I'm not talking about when everything's going great. I'm talking about when you go and you late for work already, and you get in your car and you turn the key and the thing won't turn over. See, I'm talking about that moment. What comes out of your mouth then is an indicator of the overflow of the heart. What condition is your heart in, or what condition is your mouth in? Right. See, you can't fool me if when you are angry with me, all of a sudden you start spewing vile at me. I can't believe, and you get to going at me, and then all these hateful and negative things come out. Well, baby, that's an indicator of who you really are here. And I'm going to have to re-examine if that's who I want to link up and be with and be around. Friendship, love, relationship, marriage. I got to know that the heart of you is right. Because if the heart of you is not right, then I can't link myself. Because the word said the two shall become one. And I will declare that you're not going to connect to me to take me of nothing. Amen. I mean, it got real quiet. Pastor, isn't it Valentine's Day? We got to do this now. We have to be willing to make an assessment and a change. So we have to be willing to hear ourselves. See, it's not about stopping your mouth from saying things you shouldn't say. It's about allowing your mouth to do whatever your mouth is going to do, and let that be an indicator to you what your heart is like. And then changing the heart so that what comes out of your mouth is a reflection of a good heart. See, oftentimes in church we have told people, you need to wear a mask. You don't allow nothing bad to come out your mouth. No, I tell you this. I'm like Jesus with it. You've heard it said, don't allow nothing bad to come out your mouth. And I believe if Jesus was going to say this, he would say, but I say to you, don't let nothing bad in your heart so that it has an opportunity to come out your mouth. Amen. Yes. See, we allow people to have a heart of stone and a heart that is full of hate, but as long as we don't see it. The church is the best with don't ask, don't tell. And not when it just comes to LGBT issues, we don't ask, don't tell with everything. You hurting and you are upset and you're mean, well, just don't ask, don't tell. Oh, you're not a good person really on the inside, well, that's okay, just don't ask, don't tell. As long as we never see you being ugly, as long as we never hear you being rude, as long as we never witness it, then you all right with us. Let me tell you something. A lot of times those of us that wear masks, let me tell you, you're not really hiding much. Right. People can see beyond the mask. If I came in here with Elmo mask on, I promise you'd still know it's me. And I can sing the little song all day long. Pastor, you ain't fooling nobody. We can see your feet, that's still you. I remember one time they told me I was in ROTC, and we went to visit some kids along with some of the Washington Redskins. It was really cool. And I was about 16 years old, and they needed somebody small. The person that was in the reindeer suit, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, didn't show up. So they like, hold on, we need one of these little, the short ones to play Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And so I was like, well, I'll do it. You know, you had to dress in the whole shebang, from the costume, the head, all the way down. And so I got in there and I said, well, don't nobody know it's me. Y'all know I can't dance, right? And so I said, well, don't nobody know it's me. And we, you know, with the kids and stuff, don't nobody know it's me. So I got the whole thing. It looked like one of the characters from the Walt Disney World, you know. Don't nobody know it's me. And so I get up there and I start dancing and carrying on, right? Because don't nobody know. Little did I know that when they snapped the pictures, the flash reflected through the eye, and you could see me plain as day. And many of us, I done made a fool out of myself up there. You know, I thought, did nobody know it's me? Can't nobody see me? So I'm going to just let loose and do all the new dances I know I can't do. You know, I'm over there doing the Tootsie Roll and everything else. You know, this is 90s. I'm 16, you know, so I'm over there doing the butterfly, the Tootsie Roll, and the percolator. You know, I ain't got to do none of that. But I'm doing it anyhow. I'm trying out new dance moves in this big old costume. Look at the fool, look at the mess, thinking, don't nobody know it's me. And then showed up, they done took pictures. You can see right through there, I'm smiling big as day. There I am. And many of us do the same thing in church. We come with a mask and a whole outfit on, basically. And inside, we just as nasty and vile. But we come to church and we like, don't nobody know it's me. Don't nobody really know who I am on the inside. So I'm going to act like I'm church. I'm going to act like I'm so holy. I'm going to act like I know the Lord. I'm going to act this way because don't nobody really know the real me. But little do we know that the flash goes off and we can see you. Just sometimes we don't say nothing. And we don't say nothing because we love you. And we want you to grow. So we allow you to wear the mask in hopes that one day that what's underneath the mask will line up. But we know that when you leave out of here, that the vial comes out with the kids. And we know when you leave out of here that the vial comes out with the co-workers. And we know when you leave out of these walls and you get from around the church folk that all of a sudden we start talking about anything and everything. We understand and we know that if we would just allow people a little bit of space to say, here's who I really am. And the condition of my heart has got to change because the things that's coming out of my mouth don't line up with the word of God. I need my heart to line up with the word of God so that I can then line up with the word of God, with the things that I say. We will say to ourselves, fix my mouth, God. A lot of us will pray for that. Lord, I need you to change my mouth. I need you to hold bright on my tongue. That's some of my favorite verse right there. Lord, bright on my tongue. No, we need to be praying, fix my heart. If what's coming out of your mouth when it comes to your family, your spouse, your friends is not something you want us knowing, then it's a matter of the heart. We're quick to pray, fix my mouth. But it's a heart that needs to be fixed. Ezekiel 36:26 says, I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. Paul talks about a circumcision of the heart in the New Testament. Some of us have yet to allow God to change our hearts. We're walking around with the weight of a stone heart, and we have yet to allow God to remove the stone and to put something real inside. And see, a stone heart comes from being calloused by the world. Anybody ever played guitar will know that when you have fleshly fingers and they're sensitive and you put them on those steel strings and you get to doing that too much, you will form what's called a blister, which then will turn into a callus. If you do it long enough, eventually you will no longer feel the pain of pressing the strings. You have then calloused your fingers to withstand the pain and the force and the wear and the tear that goes into playing guitar. But many of us go through life in that same exact manner. We are born with a heart of flesh, but as we are abrasive, the world is abrasive to us, we then blister and the heart begins to hurt. And we get hurt so many times that we callous over, so that then we can go through the world with a calloused heart that no longer is hurt and no longer can now withstand the pain of life. And we bring that same callous heart into the church house with people that say, I just want to love you, with people that say, I just want to help you, but we got that same callous heart and we're unwilling to let it go. But the Apostle Paul says we must cut off the callous part. We must cut off the hard exterior to expose ourselves and become vulnerable, because it is only through that vulnerability that you will ever be able to love and ever receive love back. But some of us are trying to love through a calloused heart. But I encourage you today to remove the callous and allow the vulnerable flesh to shine through. Amen. When those that want to hurt you come against you, know that your God has got you. The word, and we say it in our faith confessions, they may come at me one way, but they will then scatter for me in seven. You are no longer in this world alone. You no longer have to go through it by yourself. The callous is no longer necessary. When you were not in Christ, you needed a callous. You needed something to protect you from the enemy and from those that wanted to hurt you. But now you got Jesus Christ. And although you may be vulnerable, and although you may be wide open, and although your heart might be able to be broken, you got Jesus standing right there, and he has promised you that he will cover your heart. He has promised you that he will keep it safe from harm, and he's standing there. And when somebody wants to form a weapon against you, the word tells me that it shall not prosper. So that's why I don't mind being transparent. That's why I don't mind being vulnerable. Why can you love, Pastor, when people continue to talk about you? How can you speak when folks continue to want to throw words against you? Because I got a vulnerable heart. Because Jesus has been my protector. And in the love of God, I'm going to keep on loving. Can't nobody make me callous over again.
Amen.
The callous has been removed. Now love can flow.
Yes.
And I can receive it back.
Amen. Amen.
If you've been hurt, I don't take nothing from the hurt. Pain hurts. But I encourage you, remove the hard exterior. Allow Jesus to protect you. Let me tell you something about calluses. I've had plenty. These are working hands. That I can say. These are working hands. These hands been through so much. They ain't cute. They're not cute. You ever get a chance to look at my hands, you say, Lord, Pastor need a nails done and everything else, but you know what? I can't get my nails done because I got more work to do.
Amen.
If I ever take off my shoes, Pastor got some ugly feet too, those working feet. Raven agreed as soon as I said I laugh when I read the scripture, beautiful are the feet that carry the word of God. Because I look at mine and I'm like, no, sir. Exception to them. She's working feet. And when you have working hands and you have working feet, if you know what it means to put your hand to a plow, if you know what it means to put your hand to manual labor and manual work, you know what it means to get some calluses. You know what that means. You know what that feels like. You know what that looks like. Let me tell you something about a callus. Although it may protect for the work, a callus will eventually be removed and expose clean, fresh skin underneath. And that is one of the most painful things that you will ever want to endure. A callus that has gotten so hard and you scrape that thing up against something, and or you move something the wrong way, and or if you like me, you don't like them, so you get to picking on them, and you pick a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
And daggone if that thing don't get to bleeding and hurting, and you're just like, ugh, what did I do? And what used to be skin that didn't hurt any longer, now it's exposed and it's bleeding and it's wide open. And that's what many of us think we're doing with our hearts. Oh, I got a callous heart, so I don't feel nothing. Can't nobody hurt me. Until somebody does. And that's the worst pain. That's why I said, give it to God. Let go. Let go of the hard exterior and give it to God. I can't promise you will never feel pain again. I can't promise that. But what I can say is that when pain comes, you have Jesus Christ, who is right there with his healing touch, with his love, to say, it's all right. I got you. I love you. Oh, you got hurt right there, but that's okay. I got you. No need to build another callous wall. No need to put up another hard exterior. I got you. Because walking around with calluses, though it's good for the hands, is not good for the spirit. To never truly be able to open yourself up for love or to love someone else, that's not what you want in life, and it was not how you were designed. Amen. You were designed to love and be loved. Don't let this world change you. Don't let this world take you to a place in which you were never intended to be. Give me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me.